Spoiler alert for Into the Spiderverse. Also, no face cam. Wanted to get this out ASAP as possible. Spiderman Into the Spiderverse. What an amazing movie. 100% better than the first movie in my opinion. I didn't think any other comic book would touch The Dark Knight, but I think this one could. It has the potential to be just a little bit better. The artwork, the relationships, the comedy, the action, the soundtrack, the fan service. Everything went right in this movie. I even had a hard time writing notes on this movie because it was like a blink and you miss it kind of movie. Very little negative things to talk about this movie. Actually, it's only one negative thing, and it's really a super minor nitpick. There were a few slow scenes where it did lose my attention, but they were meaningful in the greater aspect of the story. Now for all of the positives. Let's talk about the artwork for a second. At the beginning, the very simple glitching of the Columbia and Sony logo sets the tone for the rest of the movie. 5 years to do all of this artwork is insane to me. What's more insane is that they have only 1 year to draw the rest of the second part. Us starting off with Gwen and her split panels reminded me so much of the split comic book panels that we were missing from the first movie. Back to the first movie, adding the new comic books on top of each other is such a fun and unique way and choice to introduce us to these new Spidey characters. Gwen's world is enveloped, yeah, I know it's a big word, but stick with me here. It's encased by watercolors, and that art is really cool. The darkness of her band contrasted with the light of her father hugging is pretty cool. And then Gwen's hair constantly changing between neon pink and green with all these watercolor artwork. I can't believe how they did it. Also, whenever Gwen looked into the reflection, she saw the opposite of who she is. She saw Spider-Gwen in that instance. Whenever she looked into a reflection as Spider-Gwen, she saw Gwen Stacy. In this movie, you basically come for the art. Every character had a unique style of art. Miles had a spray paint outline of his character. Gwen had watercolors. Hobie, Spider-Punk, looked like he had a newspaper cutout outline almost. Miguel O'Hara had a futuristic style. Spot's style was even contrasted between white and black. And at the barbecue, the background was blurred out, mostly focusing on the Moraleses. The fan service was also on point. Not too much to overdo it like No Way Home, but also not too little like the Multiverse of Madness. Jonah Jameson working for the Daily Bunghole in every universe is a nice nod to previous films. A Lego universe in animation, a Venom universe in not in animation, but you know what I mean. Nods to Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Nods to Doctor Strange and the little nerd on Earth 19999. The line, the power of the multiverse in the palm of my hand, a nod to Doc Ock, and then finally Donald Glover as Prowler is now canon, and I, for one, am stoked. Some other things, I never knew where the movie was going to end. Going into it, I knew there would be a cliffhanger ending, but near the end, I didn't know where it would just cut off, and that's what makes a good movie great. The score and soundtrack were amazing, and the best thing about this movie was the comedy. Miles brought most of it because being Spider-Man requires quips, and without quips, you've got nothing. Other than Miles, Peter and Mayday combined for some fun moments, while Miles' parents carried the rest of the comedy in the film. Miles' relationship with his parents is so true. Him saying whatever, and his mom absolutely flipping out is so accurate. Even the slow parts were fast, especially with Miles and Gwen's relationship. It made you think outside of a big multiverse movie. When Gwen says we're supposed to be the good guys towards the end, it sets us up for the second part really well. I also like how they didn't focus the story just on Miles. They began and ended the story with Gwen and her relationship with her father, showcasing how this is a multiverse movie and not a Miles Morales movie. Growing up / coming of age is a big theme in this movie. Everyone around Miles is so focused on writing Miles' own story because they feel like that he's still a kid and he doesn't know what he's meant to do. But throughout the entire movie, Miles tries to write his own story. Joining a band is also used as a metaphor for friends in this movie. We see Gwen in a band at the start, but instead does a drum solo instead of playing with her own band. Gwen then quits the band and joins a new one, the Secret Spider Society. 3 S's. Once that doesn't work, she decides to create her own band in order to help Miles. Now for the grade. Other than Everything Everywhere All at Once, this is probably the best film that I have reviewed. I'm going to give it a 98. I couldn't quite give it a 99 because I don't know if it's Oscar like Best Picture. I can still see this movie breaking records at the box office, especially those that are animated. As for the next quick bits movie review, it's going to be a little delayed just because I'm going to be on vacation and stuff, but it's going to be a kind of a reboot, but also a differing style of animation, ? So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. Let me know what you thought of Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse as well. So thank you guys. Sorry, and I'll see you guys later.